Hey everybody, and welcome back yet again to another drum playthrough review. Thanks everyone for tuning in and stopping by. My name is Nick. I'm a drummer and a multi-instrumentalist, and the reason why we like to do these videos is so that way we can take the technique from the best musicians that are out there, learn it for ourselves, and make ourselves better musicians. We're going to be checking out a drummer. We've done a couple of videos on him already before. The other videos we've done about him are covering some news that we unfortunately learned about him and his former band that he was in, and just regarding the whole situation there. A lot of speculation and a lot of assumptions made on my part, I will say, but I don't care. Those are mine to make. And either way, I want to bring some more glory and light to this drummer because he's an absolutely phenomenal beast. And I think he got did dirty by his former band. So we're going to obviously talk about him, and we're going to obviously bring some light and shine some light over his way because this man deserves it. And if you haven't subscribed to his YouTube channel already, then what the heck are you doing? You should go subscribe. We're going to link it down below and in the little top corner. You already know how it's going to go. Today, we're going to be reviewing Jay Weinberg, the former drummer of Slipknot. It feels really strange saying that, but you know what? It is what it is. And it's more than likely probably for the better as far as Jay is concerned. This is a live drum playthrough they did during Wacken Open Air, and this is of the song Sulfur. Now, this is off of their fourth album, All Hope Is Gone, which, by the way, was one of my favorite Slipknot albums that was ever made. Obviously, you've got to have top number one is Iowa. Iowa really did help me a whole lot when I was in my high school years, especially getting all that frustration and anger out and all that. Probably wasn't the healthiest outlet now that I look back on it now as an adult, but at least back then it did work and it did help me out a bunch. I'd say probably the second album after that would be All Hope Is Gone. All Hope Is Gone, in my opinion, was an album that had peak technicality, peak riff writing, and was some of the most aggressive music that Slipknot had released to date. Now, yes, I know that they kind of don't really like that album. It's probably their least favorite album out of all of it, but it's my favorite for all the reasons listed, and also because it had some of the coolest songs on it, one of which we're reviewing a live drum playthrough for today. So this is the song Sulfur that we're going to be reviewing, with Jay Weinberg obviously playing live for it. I think that it's going to be an absolutely sick playthrough. This was published just about a month ago at the time of filming this video, and I think honestly that it's going to be a very good show and display of Jay's technicality and his technique as a drummer. I think that he does phenomenal work as a drummer, and I'm very sad to see that Slipknot did let him go. For whatever reason it was, whether or not they're going to, you know, actually release that reason or keep on saying, oh, for creative differences, it's for this, you know, whatever BS excuse they come up with. But either way, we're going to check this out. We're going to break down his technique, and we're going to see what this man has to offer for us.
Feels just like breathing in sulfur.
Those toms sound ridiculously good live. Oh, they're totally not playing this with a metronome. They're totally not. Although he's doing a great job. He's doing a great job. You can tell he's a little tired, but his technique is still very good and loose. He's got his wedding ring on too. He kind of flubbed that double bass part a little bit, but that's okay. Mistakes like that happen all the time. Yeah, his technique is very good. The timing is a little all over the place, but that's just because as a band they don't really play with a metronome. But like kind of when you're playing live, it doesn't necessarily matter. Bands do it all the time. They just kind of ignore the metronome when they're playing live. snare sounds really good. His technique's very good and powerful. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about though when it comes to Slipknot. This was their peak riff writing era. Peak riff writing. Like, they had all sorts of changes in metric modulation in this album. Yeah, the toms sounds so good. And his power is on point the whole song. Yeah, definitely he did honor Joey Jordison's legacy in that band. He really did. Not to mention, just the energy that he puts off from his drums is so good. Like, he just sounds so good as a drummer, dude. He really does. A lot of good wrist technique, so much power. Whew. Yeah, man. You guys should go subscribe to the man. He is an absolute unit on the drum kit. So yeah, man, let's talk about it, fellas. So, obviously, like we said before in our other previous review, and we'll say it again in this one, a lot of good rest technique. He's using a lot of full leg motion when he's doing this. His heel's kind of down, which isn't necessarily too crazy or anything like that. He is putting a little bit more stress on his hip flexors when he's doing the full leg and all that, and it can come to a little bit of a cut when it comes to your consistency. You're not necessarily guaranteed the most consistency when you're playing with full leg motion, especially when you're doing anything super fast, because once your hip abductors and all that really start to get tired, you can start to kind of lose that consistency that you had, and so therefore it can kind of make your playing just a little bit less clean than it would be necessarily if you were to do something else like maybe ankle or whatnot. What is Slipknot all about, especially, well, maybe not now anymore, but what was Slipknot all about back during this era? Power, energy, all that stuff. So what Jay's really trying to do is he's trying to put that power and energy aspect of things first and foremost in order to really help set that tone. So with that, he's going to be using more powerful and more, power-centric techniques. So that's going to be things like wrist motion, full leg motion, etc., etc. He's going to have his toms real nice and low tuned so that way they sound really huge and powerful. More than likely what he's got on his toms as well, he just has the top layer on the batter side of his toms finger tightened more than likely on the lugs. And then on the bottom, that's where he tunes his resonant head to be whatever note that he wants that tom to be. This is a trick used in studio and also with live bands as well. You can do it either way. Either you can do it where the batter head is just finger tightened or the batter head is actually tuned and tightened with the drum key. Either way, it's going to sound fine. When it comes to live, what's going to sound a little bit more like boomy and a little bit more loud and thunderous is going to be if you have your resonant head finger tightened. Either way, like I said, though, it's going to sound good. That doesn't necessarily matter. But especially playing live, if you're going to be a little bit more power centric, you're probably going to want to just finger tighten those and just rely more on the wrist motion and stuff like that. If you're going to start playing a little bit more faster, maybe not use as much speed or anything, like you're probably going to want to tighten up that batter side head so it's a little bit tighter, so that way you focus a little bit more on the rebound, so that way you can do things like finger technique and French grip and stuff like that easier. No, but either way, the energy that he brings when he plays is just something else, and I still don't understand why Slipknot decided to get rid of him as a drummer. I think it's probably one of their biggest mistakes they've made as a band, but what do I know? I'm just a guy on the internet making videos. He is a phenomenal drummer. He's absolutely sick and awesome, and I have no doubts that whatever project picks him up next, or wherever he goes next, whether he wants to start a brand new project or anything like that, it's going to be absolutely awesome, and he's gonna take over the world. As sad as it is to see that he's not in Slipknot anymore, we will be getting some more from Jay Weinberg eventually here, and I have a feeling it's going to be pretty darn awesome. So with all that being said, y'all, that's the end of this video, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff. Share your thoughts down below on what you thought of Jay's playthrough, and what you think of Jay's hopefully soon to come new project. I want to hear some predictions down below. Don't forget too to check out my channel and other videos I got, as well as the playlists I have as well. And with all that being said, y'all, that's the end of this one. So thanks for tuning in and stopping by, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Cheers.